Hello everyone. Sometimes it only takes a few seconds for everything to change. Rocks crash down, streets disappear, and entire landscapes transform right before our eyes. From peaceful skies to raging floods, these are the moments that remind us how powerful, beautiful, and dangerous nature can be. So take a deep breath. You're about to witness some of the most intense and emotional moments ever caught on camera. A landslide in Insk Point, Queensland, tore through the earth and sent shockwaves through the community. It was more than destruction. It was a symbol of our changing planet. In another instant, a house vanished without warning, swallowed by the shifting hillside as if the earth was reclaiming its space. In Idaho, massive rocks tumbled onto a quiet highway, disrupting daily life in a flash. No warnings, no sirens, just nature asserting its will. Minnesota experienced a violent storm on June 16th, with wind so powerful it moved metal structures as if they were weightless. Then in Colorado, giant mammoth-shaped clouds appeared, breathtaking, but ominous foreshadowing the storm to come. Across the globe, from Tramore's Coast in Ireland to Zion National Park in Utah, storms, rockfalls, and sudden weather events transformed landscapes and forced people into survival mode. In Madrid, floodwaters swept through the suburbs, lifting cars from the ground and pushing them through the streets like paper boats. The Bahamas faced Hurricane Nicole's wrath, turning streets into oceans and making cars disappear beneath the waves. And sometimes, amid the chaos, there's unexpected joy. A gorilla celebrating its 68th birthday, a white parrot dancing in a vet's office. These moments, sweet and simple, powerful reminders of life's balanced chaos and calm existing side by side. In Switzerland, a snow wave buried a road completely. In Franz Josef, New Zealand, a bridge collapsed under the weight of flooding. Scotland's northeastern villages were cut off by landslides and crumbling roads. Even luxury hotels weren't spared, washed away in floodwaters that seemed to come from nowhere. Sinkholes appeared overnight in otherwise peaceful countrysides, swallowing whole sections of roads and pulling buildings down with them. Flash floods turned tranquil pastures into scenes of chaos. Tornadoes slammed into places like Indiana and West Virginia, lifting rooftops and hurling trees like twigs. Meanwhile, the animal kingdom went about its business. A flock of geese marched across London's streets. Icebergs in Argentina cracked with thunderous force. A sheep herd in Australia stirred up a dust storm just by being fed. In Nebraska, one of the year's largest tornadoes swirled above the plains, majestic and terrifying. And in Canada, the sky lit up with northern lights, while bees formed a giant moving swarm around a house. It's baffling everyone watching. Some scenes were almost surreal, water shooting from burst hydrants, foam flooding city streets, and houses collapsing into rivers like sandcastles. In Las Vegas and New York, rain turned streets into rivers, subways into waterfalls. In Houston, the warning signs came just ahead of tropical storm barrel's landfall. Sometimes, even calm weather hides danger. Dust storms swept through the Alps. In Arizona, storms in Australia uprooted buildings. Waterspouts danced across ocean waters like nature's ballet. In Fort Lauderdale, floods submerged entire parking lots in minutes. Each event tells a story of vulnerability, of resilience, and of awe. From the moment a bridge collapses to the second a tornado lifts into the sky, these moments are unforgettable. They show us how quickly life can change and remind us why respecting nature is so important. So whether it's a lizard walking down a sidewalk like it owns it, or a lightning strike lighting up the night sky in Texas, these moments, sometimes terrifying, sometimes oddly beautiful, capture the raw power and unpredictability of the world around us. Even the most ordinary places are not immune to extraordinary forces. In New South Wales, scaffolding crumbled in an instant, leaving behind twisted metal and broken routines. Meanwhile, in Puerto Rico, a dam overflowed under the pressure of relentless storms, turning once peaceful valleys into raging torrents. In the snowy silence of Austria, a massive avalanche thundered down the mountain like a white beast, burying everything in its path. In Connecticut, floodwaters raged through homes with violent force, stripping entire structures from their foundations. the kind of destruction you hope never to see, but when it happens, it leaves a lasting mark. After a volcanic eruption, ash and debris carved through dry riverbeds like molten scars, Earth's raw power on full display. On the windy plains of Colorado, tumbleweeds created swirling chaos, filling the roadways and skies with dancing dust. Moments like these blur the line between beauty and danger. In Nebraska, a doorbell camera caught the moment a tornado ripped through a neighborhood, turning quiet streets into disaster zones. Across the world, similar destruction was unfolding from India to England to Argentina. It didn't matter where. When the skies turned dark, everything changed. A wall of snow collapsed like a white waterfall in Switzerland, trapping roads under a silent, crushing weight. In Fort Lauderdale, Florida, floodwaters turned parking lots into deep pools, swallowing cars whole. These are not isolated events there, part of a larger, ongoing conversation about nature's shifting balance. Yet even amid the destruction, there's wonder. In Vancouver, a trio of orcas surfaced in the harbor, gliding in perfect harmony. In the Arctic, icebergs floated past dams like slow-moving giants. In Argentina, the Pareto Moreno Glacier put on a spectacular show, its cracking, collapsing walls echoing across the landscape. And still, surprises never stop. A fire hydrant erupted in England, transforming a street into a spontaneous urban fountain. A giant foam cloud rolled over a neighborhood, looking like a science experiment gone wild. These are the strange side effects of systems under stress, sometimes worrying. In Houston, torrential rain fell like curtains from the sky right before a major tropical storm arrived. In Arizona and Utah, massive explosions and controlled detonations tried to tame nature's fury before it struck again. But nature doesn't always give warnings. Sometimes it simply arrives. Up in the air, power lines burst into flames like fireworks. In Hawaii, lava fountains shot 700 feet into the air, painting the sky red. The scene was breathtaking, but the danger was real. Back on the ground, sinkholes opened up like mouths, ready to swallow entire blocks. In Western Australia, a once-in-a-decade storm blew through with hurricane force, ripping roofs from houses in seconds. Streets that once echoed with quiet now roared with wind. In New York, subway stations became rushing rivers. In Las Vegas, streets transformed into canals. All across the globe, we see the same message. Nature is in motion, powerful and unpredictable. Whether it's a violent dust storm in Arizona or a peaceful seal sleeping under seaweed, the story is the same. This planet is alive in ways we often forget. The sound of lightning cracking through the sky, the roar of waves slamming against cliffs, the eerie silence before a storm, these are reminders of how much we depend on calm weather and stable ground. And when that calm shatters, our only option is to adapt, survive, and rebuild. These moments caught on camera, whether it's bees forming a cloud, trees falling like dominoes, or northern lights dancing across the sky, showcase the extremes of existence, beauty and chaos, side by side. It's a world full of incredible moments, and they don't just belong on screens. They are real-life lessons in humility, preparedness, and respect. The earth will keep moving, the skies will keep changing, and the only thing we can do is be ready, stay grounded, and remember that nature always has the final word. In the blink of an eye, normal can vanish. A peaceful morning turns into chaos. A road you're driving on disappears beneath your tires. A quiet lake suddenly surges like it's alive. At these moments caught by doorbell cameras, drones, or even unsuspecting passers, we capture the raw, unfiltered force of nature that doesn't wait for permission. In Burlington, a river turned into a force of destruction, carrying mud, branches, and stones like battering rams. Streets, once lined with homes and history, became unrecognizable, swallowed by rushing water. No matter how prepared we think we are, nature can always outmatch us. On a quiet day in Panama City Beach, a waterspout twisted in the distance, graceful yet dangerous. It danced between sea and sky with eerie elegance, an ocean-born storm with a mind of its own. Doesn't just destroy, it performs, mesmerizes, and then reminds you who's really in charge. In New York, a thunderstorm brought more than just rain. Subway turned into a waterfall, cascading from ceilings and stairwells, flooding the underground like a river claiming new territory. It was unexpected,